Yeah, man, I told y'all. It's time to wake up from your spiritual slumber. Stand like a Christian. I said I stand like a Christian. Talk like.
Alright.
What's up, King?
Man, I mean, after yesterday, look, I just gotta tell you. Yesterday was a close bout and all that between me and TJ. It was too uncomfortable. But in the end, with the church getting the +1, I feel that, we're in a better spot and all that. Of course, feeling that you're still aligned with the church and all that. But I gotta ask, man, how you been feeling? How you been doing?
Well, to be fair, I'm still with the church. I ain't going anywhere. We buried the hatchet with the preacher.
Yeah.
Dylan had his little hissy fit.
Yeah.
Like a toddler. And, yeah, I lost the belt. Then got the punishment. Does that not sit exactly well with me? Yeah, it doesn't. But crap happens and move on. And now there's fans that think me elbowing Preach was intentional. You were there. I couldn't see who hit me. Well, who grabbed me. Be honest, I thought it was that little pipsqueak, Dylan. So fight or flight kicked in.
Yeah.
I love Preach. I wouldn't do that on purpose.
Yeah, no, and I'm with you, and I think Breach, understands in the situation what happened and all that, and again, that's why y'all buried the hatchet and all that. I'm just trying to make sure, that, that we still got your back. That I still, care on my side and all that, and obviously, whether it's me that gets the championship, whether it's you that gets it back for a third time, whether it's, Preacher, as long as it comes to the church and all that, I think that all of us are in good hands and all that.
Yeah, and that's the thing is, first off, you almost had a perfect card. You were one match short. Because I'm not even going to count that Randy Orton, Kevin Owens bull crap.
No.
But I'll congratulate you. But just out of the two of us, who's had more perfect cards?
That would be you. But recently I've been trying to up my game. I've been doing a lot more studying, closer studying, if you will, of Triple H. How Triple H seems to be, trying to book storylines and book the narrative going forth with his WWE storytelling. And so, trying to figure that out and trying to study as much as I can and all that. I mean, I understand that not every card is going to be perfect, more than likely. It's rare when a perfect card happens, but when it does, it's pretty awesome. But I know one thing for sure without a shadow of a doubt, regardless of whether it is with the church or whether it is my own predictions or anything of that nature, I'm going to try to go down swinging for the fences with those predictions.
Well, it's just one little thing that doesn't sit right with me. And that is, you say y'all haven't heard from me. You and me talk every day.
Yeah.
Whether it's dumb memes or whatever. But after the thing happened, it feels like y'all have been putting a little bit of distance between me, you, and Preach.
We know that you don't live amongst Scott County and all that. You don't live over here and all that. So, of course, with how busy you are in your life and all that, we know that we're not going to be able to speak to you much or see you as much and all that because of where you live, because of what you're doing. I can't speak on Robbie's behalf. I can't speak on Preacher Man's behalf, no, because Preacher Man does what Preacher Man's going to. But as far as on my half, you're right. You're absolutely right. I have been reaching out to you in this aspect as I should and making sure personally you are okay. And I should be doing that. I haven't been doing that because regardless of whether it's been my own life or anything like that, I've been busy in my life, but that's no excuse. I take full responsibility for that. All I gotta say is that, at least not on Preacher Man's behalf, but on my behalf, since I've known you way longer, since I've known you
10 years.
Yeah. 10 years, about to be going on 11. And since
We're still too stupid to die.
yeah, since I don't know what Preacher Man's going to do, at least I can tell you from my perspective, I'm always going to have your back, and I'm always going to vouch for you. And I want you to know that I'm going to try from here on out to try and check in with you more and all that to make sure that everything's going all right. Because I don't want there being any, no pun intended, bad blood going on between any of us.
Don't remind me of that pay-per-view.
Yeah, don't remind me of it either. Golly.
But y'all brought up some valid points, and since you and me sitting here talking, we got a camera guy. I didn't know I could use zip ties as a way to keep a camera guy still, but it worked.
Yep.
But some of the things I've heard on the internet wrestling community about us is that because I'm the scorekeeper, I am biased or impartial or I rig it. First off, I don't know what half of those words mean. To be fair, I had to text him and ask him what all these meant. But here's how it operates. People like me, the King, Preacher Man, the Blood Brothers, Viking when he is back. The lawyer is no longer a part of this. He is gone. He was just here to help me with my legal battle. We submit our predictions like Cody Roman. Okay, I pick Cody. He picks Roman. We submit our full prediction list to the boss lady. She sends them to me. And I put them in that brand new spreadsheet, which I did pretty good on that.
Mm-hmm.
And with that done, it gets put in there, and then I don't touch it until the day of the pay-per-view. All of them, myself, Preacher, Viking, King, GP, the Blood Brothers, all have access to that. And the way Google Docs or Google Sheets work is that it shows you when someone's came in there and tampered with it.
Not only that, but you go in there, you actually see what's been tampered, what's been changed and all that, because we know our predictions. We know what's going on. Once the predictions are sent in, ladies and gentlemen,
Locked in.
they're locked in. Nobody's to change any predictions that are sent in. If they do, technically it should ground for disqualification, but that would be up to GP.
And Chairwoman, which I'm too terrified to make her mad.
Yeah.
But the biggest thing is that the only time that we make a change is if there's a last minute after the deadline card change or anything of that nature. A good example is what happened this week with Crown Jewel, because the bloodline match didn't get added until after deadline.
Yep. And so after deadline, we had to go in and
Rush call everybody
to go ahead and add their prediction for that newly added match. And
which wasn't that great.
nope, but I kind of figured, talking about it now, that this is going to lead over into Survivor Series for sure.
War Games,
I mean,
baby.
you even had Sami Zayn come out and side with the OG, the OTC.
Until that was a pretty spot, though.
It was a pretty spot. I think they'll mend it. I think they'll figure out what happened and all that, and all of it will be okay. And it'll set it up for Survivor Series. Maybe like you said, a War Games or some sort
God,
of
I
Survivor
hope so.
Series. But
Because there ain't nothing on Raw right now that requires a War Games.
I kind of had a feeling that the new bloodline was going to get a victory,
Yeah, you had it fair and square.
because they've got to lead up to one of the big four in order to squash this completely.
But I doubt they do, because here's my thing on that. I think we're squared away the issues that certain people in the community are worried about between me and the church. But one of the things I want to bring up is no one wants to see Solo Roman one-on-one.
No.
People want to see Roman and Jacob Fatu one-on-one.
Yep.
But the other match, y'all laughed at me for picking him, but y'all got to agree, they made him look like a beast, and that was Bronson Reed.
Yeah.
Bronson
Reed and Rollins.
That's one of the matches I had an issue with, because that should have been a DQ with that curb stomp. It was a curb stomp onto steel steps. How is that? How's that not a DQ? when we wrestled, that would have been a DQ.
Yeah, because at that point, you're using the steps in a way as a weapon and all that. It is assisting you, and so I feel it should have been disqualification.
At least then I would have had a point.
Yep. This one was one of those really weird cards where anything could have gone either way.
It was Saudi Arabia. They just do whatever the prince wants.
Yep.
Look, I can say it. We're never going to get invited to Saudi Arabia. We're a bunch of rednecks from Mississippi. It's blood money.
Yep.
But I do want to call them out on something, and then we're good.
Okay.
And that is, they don't get to keep the Crown Jewel Championship. You heard that in their announcement. They get a ring.
Yep.
Why does that sound very familiar to something, a company that was in America? I just can't put a Ring of Honor on it.
Yeah. Yeah.
That was horrible.
You got to agree with it though. It's the truth. That's all it is. So.
But I love you, brother. But yeah, let me go ahead and say this. I just remembered I need to say this. Is that I'm still a part of the church, but at the same time, because I'm the outsider technically of the church, because I'm the one who lives in Rankin County, I have to look out for myself and my best interest. Do I side with the Blood Brothers? I almost cussed. No, I do not. I refuse to. Because, need I remind you, the rules of the church were do not instigate. I told Strongman that if he wanted to squash things, we'll handle it like men. If he wanted to talk, we could. I didn't raise a fist. I didn't slap him, push him, tickle him, poke him in the nose, nothing. He put his hands on me, so I retaliated. So I still followed the church rules.
Yeah.
But I think these Blood Brothers need just a little bit of reminder about ruthlessness.
Yeah.
And to steal a line from you, when it happens, it'll be like a thief in the night.
Yeah. That may be the only thing that can get to the Blood Brothers. To get them to understand what they're doing ain't gonna fly by, at least not by the church.
No, especially with the two of us, preacher, we try to keep him safe because of his back injuries.
Mm-hmm.
But you and me, we ain't afraid to get dirty. That's why we're the blue collar kings.
Shoot. We got dirty a long time ago, and there have been times since that we've had to. It ain't nothing new to us, Blood Brothers.
But y'all still wet behind the ears. So all I got to say is say your prayers and make sure you don't how do I put this? Choke.
Pretty much.
Love you, brother.
Love you, brother.